Can you hear me now? Is that coming through? We have sound. Okay, we can hear me again. Thank the gods. Sorry, I had to for some reason, and I thought I had taken care of this yesterday, but for some reason, it was trying to go to the microphone in my headset, which is no longer physically there. But hi, Lily. Welcome on in. Hello, Crystal. Great to see you. And hello, Bug Button and Bug. It's great to see you all. Oh, fiddlesticks. Sorry about that, y'all. We are back. Let's play Stanley's Parable. I've never really played this before. I think I watched it years ago, but all right. Entering the current time. There. All right. Okay, so there's just an infinite screen of us doing this. Love that. Let's begin the game, I guess. The end is never, never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I don't wanna. Can I crouch? What do the buttons do? Oh, there's the crouch. I hate Mondays. I feel that, Garfield. This is a very packed office. Can I press? Can I do anything? Right? Like, what if I want to stay in my office? I'm trying to see if it'll say something. I remember this game being kind of cheeky about that sort of stuff. I have a missed call. Can I just stay in my office? You know what?
All of his co-workers were
Hey,
gone.
let me back in there.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Do we all hate Mondays? Oh, this one says who farted. Number one, dad. I like work. I just hate my boss. Aw. And that one says... File? Mile. I don't know. Smile. Ah. That makes sense. I'm gonna find all the coffee cups. Okay, that's who farted again. We only have so many coffee cup textures. Ah, it's X that does stuff. It's like me typing. I can't read what that says. I hate Monday. I want to find a cup that says I hate Tuesday, just like for no random reason.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Haha.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I want to try all the doors. Did it close the door behind me? It sure did.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Give me a soda.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What's this?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
Whoops.
ago.
Oh.
But in his eagerness to prove that
Ah!
he is in control of the
Whoops.
story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Crystal, I didn't even see your message. I was just like, is there an invisible wall? And there wasn't. Sorry. Pouring out some trail mix, don't mind me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, Dazzy, how's it going, buddy? It's great to see you. Oh, hey, I missed your message earlier there. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, Mike was being weird. Good to see you, buddy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Heck
took
yeah.
the first open door
Did
on
I
his
not?
left.
Wait, no, it's just... That's what it is. Oh, nice, Crystal.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really?
Hey,
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
I want to just explore.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You give me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Wow.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
You can't jump.
I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
I don't get it. It's this way.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
I feel bad now.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
Let's piss the game off.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ah!
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
Oh, Firewatch. I love this game.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
The Birds of Wyoming. Space Puffs. Just lay in bed. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, we went the wrong way. Whoopsie poopsie.
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
What?
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any...
Well, Jonesy Lake is right this way.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
It's Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh,
Sports ball?
fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Like, are these Rocket League controls? Because, hell yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Two. What?
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Yay! Oh. Can I go in the goal? I can. Oh, yay!
Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Well, I'm falling. Oh. Wonder if I can find my office. Ooh, I bet I can. Well, this is my office. I don't have a reflection. It's kind of... Oh, it's a piece of glass. Never mind. Well.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close,
Pokemon ZA.
then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Well, that was weird. Oh, hey. We're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Maybe I'll listen.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Sorry, I'm just watching this very informative PowerPoint. Death Sports, eh? Alright. Welcome on in there, Tony. How's it going, y'all? It's great to see you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or whatever else I should say, for the algorithm. But yeah, we're playing some of Stanley's Parable today. I just pissed off the game, so we got restarted.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered
Whoops.
the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Yeah.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yep,
Were they
it's the
simply
same car.
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently.
It shifted.
And he invited himself to wake up.
Everything shifted on me.
The cool weight
like
of the
that.
blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
It's not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Is this
Everyone
the true
knows
ending?
what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Excuse me, I did not mean to unmute right as I burped. Sorry about that. All right, off we scoot, y'all.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
All right. Cool. Oh, this is a... Oh, I thought this was a hole.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
It says escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Exactly. I like my odds.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
What?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
That's not my office.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death
Moose
becomes
joke.
meaningless, making life the same.
Banned.
Do you see now? Do you see
I hope you
that
enjoyed that.
Stanley
Welcome on
was
in, buddy.
already dead
great to
from
see
the
you.
moment he hit start?
I meant to put that up there. My bad. I can't believe you said moose joke. Oh my gosh. I say banned and then that's it and we move on. But no, welcome on in. Danijal, how's it going, friend? Nothing. I think I might have, yes. Nature pictures. Ah, the two doors. The office. Oh, the credits. Nice. Cool. This is kind of cute. It's like a little filing cabinets. Solitaire. Loading. Employee database. Hell yeah. Stanley character skin. So we have a skit now. Alright. Okay. Cool. There's a door that way. There's a door this way. It's over here. The office. Filing filing machine. Finally get, or fucking filing machine. Copy machine. In the maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. Oh, I love that. It's over here. What? Which is not actually. Aw. Well, that's kind of cute. So this is just a museum of Stanley and the... Dear Strong Bad. Oh. Narrator emails. The second trailer we sent out asked people to email the narrator for questions. Promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are the selection of those emails. Aww. Adorable. Wow. I did, yeah. It was nice. We went, we saw the Chainsaw Man movie. And, went out to dinner, so that was nice. Okay, wow. I missed a lot of endings. Very shiny. Okay. I mean, I didn't realize this was the end already. I guess I thought there would be more. But this is just a big old museum of the end. Which means it's cool. What's in here, though?
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you haven't even the most fundamental
They're throwing a surprise party for him, for all his button pushing.
Of course, you being you,
you'll probably spend the...
Yeah, we're not going to go listen to him.
This elevator for sure.
He's still talking in there.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. how they wish to control one another, how they both wish to be free.
Well,
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
What the fuck?
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No shit in the executive restroom.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845. But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh, he man. Fine.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I'm gonna try turning off my PlayStation. Which is like, turn off your PlayStation right now. It's the only way to save yourself.
Shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Alright, down we go. Well, come on in, Centaur. This is the Stanley parable. Found a
As
shiny
the machine
sword.
whirred into motion,
Ooh,
and
hell yeah,
Stanley was
crystal,
inched
nice.
closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly
lady
into
narrator.
the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back
Okay,
in his office,
try this
as
again.
alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I want to go back to Rocket League. That was fun.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Was I really? Oh, this is not the way out. My bad. Got distracted. Here we go. I'm gonna go through here. I hit that off switch. And then she lets me go.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I have not tried the backroom Centaur. Oh, also thank you to whoever just subscribed. If that was you, Centaur. I really appreciate it.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
Okay, we're gonna try
Sometimes
shutting our
these
game off
things
and see if
cannot
it
be seen.
see if we get anything for it.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
Okay. We'll see if it does it. I don't know. We'll see what happens, y'all. It sure did. And so I did. Like, all right, I'll turn my PlayStation off. Why not? All right. Back to the Stanley Parable. Let's see if we get a trophy for that. Oh, it was developed by 3 Crows. Got it. Four. 26. What about Bugs Bunny? Like the character? It's a great character. Hang on, hang on. Where's our... Can I just say something? Oh. The clock said it and call it a day. But you actually take it down. Oh. Oh. So you've been so cooperative. Next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to my favorite time. Pick whatever time, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Aw. Well, thank you. No, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific there, buddy. Did I win the game?
This is the story of...
Ah! quit the game and then start it again. Nice. I'll take
All
it.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he'd simply missed a memo.
That is a good time, though. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It did work. All right, we're going to plow through their meeting room. We're going to go to our
Yet
boss's
there was not
room.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Then we're
of
gonna
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
They did, Centaur. It was... Oh, wow. Instead of... Wow. Okay. You know what? Rude. Calling me impatient.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
All right. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to him this time. I'm gonna follow all the directions. Let's see where we end up.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question
No worries,
the nature
friend.
of his job. Why did he feel
I
this
tried
now,
pressing up
when
and
for
it
years
put down.
it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley
Look!
actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
Again.
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I wonder if I get a special... If I go back to the bathroom, if it'll give me like some special...
Here we are,
dialogue.
Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I wanted to use the executive bathroom, but whatever.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Oh, I bet he gets really sassy if I go back up this elevator.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again
Welcome back,
to go
Centaur.
back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me. Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Game is here to troll me, so I'm gonna keep trolling it. That's my motive for today.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As, of course, going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
I'm gonna go back up this. Yeah, no, we are. I'm gonna piss him off because now it's personal. Nothing. Just nothing.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice?
Thank goodness you're
and
here.
slow?
Oh no.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big,
You're getting dizzy?
explosive
Sorry,
moments
Centaur. I'll stop
flung
running around
right
in
in their
circles.
faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation
I've
for
seen
the
this.
story,
That game
the
looks cute.
characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be
How do we get
developed
there?
in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all
Yeah, it
the
looks
time,
like a
and we
fun one.
all know it. Which is why we're so starved for
I
content that
actually
makes us
have
feel
played
sharp
some of it. It
and
was years
vital
ago, though.
and alive. That's why people
Really
like
18
you so
years old
much,
by now?
Stanley.
Jeepers.
Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've
Heck
gathered
yeah,
a little
I've
press
seen people
conference
play it.
for you,
It looks really
so
cute.
that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would
Oh,
especially
nice.
mean
Well,
a lot to the
hey, be
people
careful
who
about
have been
dropping your
following
race
you
there,
from the
but,
beginning.
that's
They
awesome.
really look up to you, Stanley.
It's the internet.
I
People
don't
are
know
weird.
if you realize the
Should've just put
impact
that
you
places.
have on them. This is
But
the
I hope you're
kind
doing
of
well.
gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
It's gonna be the boss's office again, isn't it?
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door. All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about
Stanley
the nature
Ryder.
of surprise in storytelling.
Almonds,
and what it
share,
means
gum,
to
cable,
craft
nut
a
bar.
truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Aw. Alright. The dude, an audience with the dude who came up with pizza. No worries, friend. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Is code, yeah, 427. It's our office number.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my god, I could have gone back down the elevator. Damn it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Could have really pissed him off.
Yet there was not
Might
a
have to do
single
that again
person here either.
in my free time and see
Feeling
what
a
happens.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Well. Okay, sorry. God damn.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah. I can press buttons.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Creepy.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Guess we'll find out. Won't we?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls
There's a button
once
up there. I wanna
and
press that.
for all.
Can I press that button? Hey, Bun, welcome on in, buddy. It's great to see you. Yellow. Yellow indeed. You got a shiny fossil? Nice, Crystal. Ho ho, heck yeah. That's awesome. Oh. I missed number 3 right there. One, two, three. Looks like number 4 up there. Playing Ball X Pit. What? Like you've been playing in a ball pit? Or is that a game?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power...
Off.
blackness, and a rising
mind
chill
control
of
me.
uncertainty.
A road like
Was it over?
Okay.
Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Nice.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Yeah, I just looked it up real quick.
And
That looks pretty
all
fun.
he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Well. I made it outside, I think. And yeah, we're gonna go back and get a different ending. Oh, that hurt. Aw. Aw. Well, let's see. Let's call him out. Aw. I adjusted that slider for you. So the dog and cat are friends. Aw. That's cute. I like it there. Where's it most appealing to you? Octoboinko or Scrum? Probably Scrumtush. Oh, come on in from Russia. Beer grip. Ha! Good joke, friend. I appreciate that. How you doing today? Don't adjust the slider. Okay. Yeah. Yes. No. Oh, lots, Mr. Robot. Help. Of course. Now we got to go back and say hi. What is this? This is so cute. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. All that other stuff I should say for the algorithm. What time is it? Does anyone really, truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. The toy breed-sized dogs are just cats. You know, I heard someone say it best. It's like, this is my cat. He's dyslexic, but he barks sometimes, like for their tiny dog, and like I can feel that. Like a Deja. Now the job is over. I've collected all the data on you that I can. Still don't really know you. And you don't know me. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time. That's okay. Oh. No. No. Let's see. Well, how do I get back to them? Let's try again. Let's go searching for our friend inside of the beginning of this game. That's kind of sad. Let's try one more time. Yep, by 3 Crows and debut Warden. No! They're gone. Hey, cool. How's it
This
going,
is
buddy?
the story of a man named... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know, but let's find out together. I don't know. I've gotten a few, I think.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wow.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Did we just go in a big circle? We just went into a big circle.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
You know, let's get all 36 of these jumps though. Oh, saving our jumps. Okay, well, oops. I read through that in the Discord. I forgot to react on that.
Another elevator. Stanley,
I do love that.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable.
Yeah, we're doing the
Ultra
new
Deluxe,
content?
now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's called X
It's
now.
my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
This is wrong.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I don't trust you. Be there in a moment.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. Oh, never mind. You're not a dog.
Ah! Rude.
came, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new
Probably a
Ultra
half-orc,
Deluxe
'cause I
content
love
turned out
making
to be. Well, it got
half-orcs
me thinking about
into,
the
like,
past and how much better the Stanley Parable
I like
used to
making
be.
classes and things
So
that
I
they usually
made
aren't,
something
so, like, an
special
orc or a
and tucked
half-orc.
it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
I was probably mumbling. Or leaning too far forward so my mic wasn't actually catching my audio.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
Horns.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
You took beer from work, you deposited for mission? Nice, Crystal. Heck yeah. Probably without horns.
And over here is where I keep reviews of Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every
Gotcha.
game
Well,
ever
I can-
created. That's how
Eh,
grand
sorry.
and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
Was
And
it?
now
Was it?
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ugh. I don't play Roblox. Cool. Yeah, just not a game I play.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly
Oh my
stimulating
gosh.
commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and
Horseman
rewarding choices
goggles.
I've
Ooh.
ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back,
okay.
to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the Memory Zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and
They locked me in this
unfunny,
room.
with his humor and dialogue proving to be
coffee.
more irritating than entertaining.
World's best coworker.
Funny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Dun,
I suppose I
dun,
could write up a
dun.
handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
All right. What else do we got? More pressurized gas reviews. Need 6 stat rolls. Fair. All right. There's state rolls. What?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm
Noodle
preachy,
chef.
honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from game to get it to feel as light and
fair.
airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley
morning,
Parable
Riyadh. How's
isn't
it
quite
going,
as
friend?
sterling as I always remembered.
Played some Stanley's Parable today. I'm lost in this new content question mark. Oh no.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Doing all
A
right. How
skip
about yourself?
button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
No, I liked it over there.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
So,
no more
we're
listening
Stanley.
to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want
There you go.
silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until
I wonder
the end
what
of
happens if I don't
time,
skip him.
at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. But the logic of
Welcome on in there,
elimination
friend.
working backwards,
I
the
can't read your
deduction
name, but if you
therefore
could tell me
becomes
what to call you,
impossible to
I'd greatly
manufacture.
appreciate it.
It went on for nearly
good to see you. Hope you're all doing well.
10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be.
Yes.
It's the only
What
thing
Cool
there is.
said.
How many billions
on in,
left
Zaid.
until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choice.
I'm just gonna skip.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes
I'm good.
and lengthy
Thank you, though.
ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe
Sorry,
it,
the narrator's
I'd say it
loud,
was perhaps
and
less of a
if I keep my mic
rumination
turned up
and
like
more
this,
of a
I will
treatise,
subsequently be also
or
loud.
maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or...
Alrighty.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
Do it, Crystal.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming...
I do, Zaid. I actually have a regular 9 to 5. I just like to do this for fun. But no, welcome on in, friend. Like, I was just asking, because your name is in kanji. I just wanted to know what you call you, and I'm not going to call you that. But...
Longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the
Heck
skips
yeah.
are getting
Thank you,
longer,
friend.
but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those.
You don't
walls
ask to be mod,
1,000
cool.
times,
That's not
and there's
that's
no
not the
door,
way to get it for sure.
There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you,
Lord.
you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been
There's
thinking
no
and
door.
thinking, and I don't know what I can do to
The
convince
smoke
you
detector's
otherwise.
working just
Oh
fine.
my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
That's
You're
kind of
back.
rude, buddy.
Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's
Why?
been a
Why?
week.
Why are you being
Or
like
2
that?
weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you... Oh, hello.
Or we
It's
can just
you.
not worry
You're
about
here
it.
again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about
Welcome
everything
back, Crystal.
we've been through.
What'd you change
I've had
it to?
so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only...
And we don't need to be racists. That's, you know what? We're putting everybody in timeout. At least those two. Until, yeah. Not fucking cool, buddy. I don't even know. You'll post too lit? Heck yeah. Thanks, Crystal. Smoke detector's broken. Oh, nice. No, you weren't, Centaur. You don't even need to worry about it, buddy. But I'm glad you're back. It's great to see you.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They moaned, they screamed, they gnashed
gonna
their
be funny.
teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic...
Can I just keep... I hear that, Centaur. I was walking all around. We had to inspect like 5 different apartment buildings today. No fun. Is there a door yet? Aww. Isn't that nice of her?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
This explains the loading screen.
Is never the end, is never the end, is...
What do you got for me? Oh. It's raining. It's illuminated. Fire from... Oh, Lord. There you go. Yeah, a moose joke does equal ban. And you know what? If you say a moose joke, I'm just going to go like, banned. And then not even worry about it. Because it's really not a big deal. It's some good engagement bait, though. Oh, hey. It's broken. Can I escape yet? Can I skip further forward into time? I sure can. Hey. Light. I can almost... You just noticed it? Heck yeah. Oh, plants. I love it. Can't escape yet, but this is very pretty. Oh. All the plants are dead. Well, let me out of here. Aha! Hey, look at that. This room has gone through time. Alright. I'll take it. But I can't climb on top of it, though. That's okay. Yes, lovely, lovely light. Well, guess we'll see where we lead. This game is really cute. Oh, hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something from one of the dogs. Mute my mic. Oh well. Oh, we're back. Oh, the goddamn office. I thought I just left. Okay, it's fine.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean? Okay, you know
Stanley
what we're gonna try to
decided
do
go
now?
the
I'm gonna
meeting
go up the
room.
lift. I'm not
Perhaps he
gonna
had
jump
simply
down.
missed a memo.
New content. New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
God damn it. What is this? Bun, thank you. That's far too kind, buddy. I really appreciate it. Alright.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Heck yeah. Still got them points.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The Stanley Parable 2. I don't...
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of
Centaur.
interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of
Do
naturally
enjoy
spring up around them.
games around here.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything
Ad
scientific or
infinitum.
logical, really.
What's that about? Is it free? Because I'll try out just about any free
Here
game.
we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
I wish I could had the money to just go try and buy every game, but new feature the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Oh, wow.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
There's no
As
bucket.
long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in a Stanley Parable 2.
What the fuck? Yeah, I
Does
think he
anyone
called
give
himself
out
a pain in
awards
the
for
ass.
most enjoyable bucket
But no, that
in a
does sound
video
like a
game?
interesting
That
game.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Red is the new orange. Button says the name of the player that's playing the game, eh?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself... Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim.
That is pretty crazy.
Yes!
Simpsons.
You see?
Why haven't they
What
stopped?
a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
What?
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Oh, you should have let me press it again. Fine. Lame. I won't press it again.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
This is my emotional support bucket, Crystal. will ever receive your trophy. No more steps. All right.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you put... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. But now, the trophy is still fully broken.
Damn it.
I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the
That would be
hordes
pretty
of
cool.
ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen. What
I don't
else?
think
What
it's gonna
other
happen.
exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea.
Yes.
I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Yeah, it's the reassurance bucket. Oh, nice crystal. Heck yeah. See, for that one other space, you should have saved that jump, and I'm glad I did. Thank you for that warning there, cool. It's over here. Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion,
you can go back?
it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Damn it.
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Ooh, that would be good. If I could. I only have bucket. Are you sure? Alright, y'all. Well, this has been fun. I actually do need to get off here. I gotta start working on some dinner and stuff here shortly, but no. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all the likes we got on stream. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it here. Because I'm a little lost, and yeah, but thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Bun Bun, for upgrading your membership. I really appreciate that. And a shout out to all the Herd Elders, Bun Bun the World Eater, Crystal Aurora, El Dude, and Metrologvania. Thank you all very much. Get up to no good in the best ways possible. And we'll moose around another time.